Hey, it's your boy Jack here. Welcome to the 4-Minute Film Reviews. And today, instead of actually doing a film review, I'm actually going to do a film breakdown in under 4 minutes or less about the movie Mother, with a little exclamation point. It's directed by Darren Aronofsky. He also directed Black Swan and Jackie, two recent films that were actually really interesting and really good. He's like, I feel like a lot of his direction relates towards like self-harm or like trying to make yourself better and everything like that, or trying to continue your success as like a human being through the current state that you're at right now. If you like, more specifically, they'll relate to Black Swan and Mother. So yeah, let's dive into it. But before we do, if you want to see any of my other 4-minute film reviews, you can check it. I'll put a card up here if you want to click it. If not, I'll link it down below and I'll put it in at the end screen. So thank you so much for watching this far. Let's dive into the breakdown. So Mother basically is a story about him and her. Yes, that's the actual names of the characters, so I'm going to be using the actual actors' names, henceforth Jennifer Lawrence and Javier Bardem, him and her. I feel like Javier Bardem, his character is like really interesting, really well done. I felt like his character is really driven towards the idea of egoism, like having a really big ego, having a lot of attention, really an idea of the psyche of the human beings, ourselves as human beings. I feel like his character is really interesting in the sense of it being like him actually trying to bring people towards him being a writer, him actually accepting people as a character, and like not really having letting her, Jennifer Lawrence's character, have a direct authority on who comes into the house. See, that's the thing about Jennifer Lawrence. I felt like, yes, this movie has huge religious undertones and really can be seen as a huge basic vision of like the Bible, and I felt like that's what Darren Aronofsky really intended in this film, is that he wanted it to sort of be like based off of the Christian religion. So yeah, Javier Bardem, his character is very much of a driven character towards bringing people into the home, bringing people into the house, because like the whole setting of the film itself takes place in the house, this big mazy house, and I think that it really well develops and represents Earth itself, and I think that Jennifer Lawrence's character actually represents Mother Earth and like nature and everything around that, whereas Javier Bardem's character represents the human ego, and like the actual destruction and takedown of Earth itself, and like it sort of is it can be seen as a bit of a FU to climate change, in the sense of it being like a lot of the house gets torn down and like everything like that, and like more specifically though with that though, like I feel like Javier Bardem's character really represents like the destruction of human beings, being one of the actions that he's committed in the film. Is like he brings all these people into the house, all these people into his home, where her mother, Jennifer Lawrence's character, is really like tried to protect and is trying to conserve and everything. Yeah, like the whole house starts tearing down, and it's like really, it's sort of it's a representation of the destruction of Earth itself, and like the whole idea of her being pregnant and having a baby, and then the baby being dead, and then people eating the baby. It's like it furthermore reflects the whole idea of like us as humans. Like we can never have this perfect relationship with Earth itself. We'll never be given a second chance. Michelle Pfeiffer's character and I think Ed Harris's character, the two of them are like sort of the beginning of this. Like it sort of represents like the idea of humanity starting to grow onto itself. Like yes, you have the idea of violence and like the idea of the brother killing the younger brother or whatever. And like I felt like that was a really good representation of like the idea of man being evil, yet Javier Bardem's character doesn't see it like that, whereas Jennifer Lawrence's character sees it like that. And like I felt like those two character dynamics are just really interesting. I think probably my favorite part of the film, favorite sequence of the film alone, is when everybody starts entering the house, and then they do this whole shot where it's like it's just the camera spinning, and then it goes from like I think Jennifer Lawrence is like traveling around the house itself, and you see the like different parts of society where people are partying in the house and people are like starting a war, and then people are pushing and shoving. It's like these different shots, these different like scenes in its own right. It's seen as a different views of society. I feel like this film hasn't really happened in a while, and it hasn't really been published on the main screen, where it's like you have a film that is really that has some really interesting message that is just really cool and really weird if you analyze it right. But I feel like this kind of film is like that. It's sort of like Get Out, where it's like, okay, yes, the tones are very obvious and very... So yeah, that's how I view the movie Mother. I feel like it's actually a really interesting movie, and yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think about this movie. Hit it down below. For me, I probably am gonna give it like a 4.5 out of 5 stars, because I felt like it was really interesting, but I felt like they could have played with a few other things a bit more, but I liked it. It was a completely different style of film than I've seen lately, and yeah. Also, on a side note, if you like my tie, let me know. It has peanut and Snoopy's. If you like my shirt, let me know. And yeah, I know it doesn't match the background, but like, deal with it. So yeah, my name is Jack Skinner. If you want to subscribe, you can subscribe right here. And then if you want to see the playlist of the 4-minute film reviews so far, you can hit it right here. Let me know what you think about this breakdown. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Honesty is always the best policy with me. And yeah, my name is Jack Skinner. You can follow me on my Instagrams and my Twitters. They'll be flashing on screen.